Shalom. Kahlayim La Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing this word in humility and sincerity, as commanded by Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, if I didn't say that already. All right. And this message is to the elect of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Seminole Native American Indians of Negroid and Indian descent, as well as our people who look like the other nations, who are scattered among the other nations, who are Israelites. This message is to the elect of the nation of Israel. And I was just thinking, driving, thinking and driving. The thought just came to my mind that this truth is not about me. This truth is not about me. And at no point and at no time is it about me. And because you might find yourself in this truth, just reacting to, life, and the things that you go through. You may find yourself reacting to it in a way where, you make it about you. Although the Lord is proving us, and trying us, it's still not about us. It's still not about us. It's all about Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. It's all about Yahweh Shai. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 3. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as the Heavenly Father have dealt to every man the measure of faith. So if you're not thinking in a way where you're not thinking more highly of yourself than you ought to think, not thinking that this truth is not about you. And like I said, I had this thought about myself, because, the demons plague your mind, or they can plague your mind, but they'll try you. And so if you're not thinking, if you are thinking of yourself more highly than you ought to think, then you're not thinking soberly, which means clear-minded. I'm going to read this in the NLT, Romans chapter 12, verse 3 in the NLT. Because of the privilege of authority the Heavenly Father has given me, I give each of you this warning. Don't think you are better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourselves, measuring yourselves by the faith the Heavenly Father has given us. So we got to be honest when we examine ourselves. We got to be honest when we examine ourselves. And to know that at no part of this truth is it about us. It's all about Yahweh Shai, our King, and Yahweh, our Heavenly Father. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Everything we do so in the name of Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And then it's for the elect's sake. The preaching is for the elect's sake, which we don't know if we are. But we are all the hopeful elect. Let's go to this word highly. Not to think of himself more highly. The word is para, which is from, at, beside, near, above, against, among. Right? So you're above. You're thinking you above. It says soberly.
Strong's G 4993, sophroneo.
Sophroneo. To be of sound mind. To be in one's right mind. Right. So you can't think of yourself more highly than we ought to think. We're all just humble servants, unprofitable servants at that. Unprofitable servants of Yahweh Shai. We're husbandmen. You know, we've been lent money, you know, and now we have to flip the talents. You know, that's the job at hand, and that's what every brother in this truth, you know, is trying to do. You know, that's of the elect. Every brother that's of the elect, that's what they're trying to do. They're honestly, sincerely just trying to build this tower and see that he's sufficient to finish it. It says to be of sound mind, to be in one's right mind, to exercise self-control. So that's what it means to be sober, to exercise self-control, to put a moderate estimate upon oneself. Think of oneself soberly. So to put a moderate estimate of yourself. Don't, you know, well, yeah, I do this and I do that. And, you know, just think about myself. You know, I remember when I used to do this and do that, and or I'm the best at this and that. And it says to put a moderate estimate upon oneself. The scriptures speak about if one praise you, let it be another man's mouth and not your own. This is St. John chapter 3, verse 30. He must increase, but I must decrease. He that cometh from above is above all, Yahushua. So he must, Yahushua, increase, but I must decrease. It's not about me. He that cometh from above is above all. He that is of the earth is earthly, and speaketh of the earth. He that cometh from heaven is above all. Right? So remember, the disciples, they was boasting about who was the greatest and who would be the greatest in the kingdom. Let me get that. Talking about earthly things. Really, they were saying who was the greater of the disciples. Who was the best one? Who was the best disciple? Let me see. Say greater or greatest. Bear with me. Mark, this is the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 33. And he came to Capernaum, and being in the house, he asked them, what was it that ye disputed among yourselves by the way? But they held their peace, for by the way they had disputed amongst themselves who should be the greatest. You see, I'm better than you. I'm you know, you can't see me. You know, sometimes you got to give a moderate estimation of yourself. You know, talking to myself, you know, the other night I was just talking about how I was the best. I'm the best parker. I'm the best valet parker. Yeah, okay. So what did that mean? You know, I mean, obviously, brothers not getting offended by stuff like that, but you know, that's just how we look at ourselves. You know, sometimes, you know, we speak foolishly. You know, stammering lips and another tongue, buffoonish. Mark chapter 9, verse 34. But they held their peace, for by the way they disputed among themselves who should be the greatest. And he sat down and called the 12 and saith unto them, if any man desire to be first, the same shall be last of all, and servant of all. And he took a child. So that's why a lot of brothers, you know, they hesitantly accept leadership positions, you know, feeling like they're not ready, but the Spirit can see that they're ready, you know, because you shouldn't really desire to be first. You shouldn't seek the preeminence, you know, but you also don't want to be afraid to fulfill your lot. Mark chapter 9, verse 35, and he sat down and called the 12 and saith unto them, if any man desire to be first, the same shall be last of all and servant of all. And he took a child and set him in the midst of them. And when he had taken him in his arms, he said unto them, whosoever shall receive one of such children in my name receiveth me. And whosoever shall receive me receiveth not me, but him that sent me. So when you receive Yahushua, you receive Yahweh. You cannot receive Yahweh without receiving Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai even said that. So now I have one more precept. Oh, I had one more precept. I must decrease. Well, I think I read them all. Yeah, I read them all. You know, not to think more highly, you know, than ourselves. You know, if any man, because the scriptures speak about how we don't know anything, really. You know, we don't know nothing. We're on a very base level right now, in this corruptible flesh, in these everlasting chains of darkness. But the Heavenly Father's gonna open that up when Yahweh shall return. Hold on, I didn't mean to click that. Oh yes, I did. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know. You see? Start at verse 1. Now, 1 Corinthians 8, verse 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. Knowledge puffeth up, you know. That's why a lot of people come into the truth and then they immediately fall out, because they get the knowledge and then they come up against their teachers, or they go out and do their own thing, you know, because they're puffed up thinking they're somebody. The Most High is dealing with them, you know. The Most High is giving them, even though the Lord may be sending them dreams, you know, because that's how it is, you know, when you're in the truth. The Lord will send you dreams and stuff to boost your faith, but at the same time, you still got to know it's not about you. If we be of the elect, then, hey, then we can say that it was partially about us. But we can't dare make ourselves of the number. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. But if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know. You know? It says, I think that's also in 1 Corinthians 3. 1 Corinthians 3 and 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. Right? Sometimes you gotta take the low just in regular conversation, and you will get some gain from the older brother. And read it again, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. So sometimes you act like you don't have the answers when you're talking to an elder, even though you might have researched a couple solutions. You know, you might have, like I said, researched a couple different ways you could go about it, and solutions and stuff. But you become a fool when you're around great men, so that you can hear what their opinion is or how they would handle it. You know, you let them know that you don't really know what you should do, and you see what they say that you should do. And those men, the prophets, the teachers, the elders, the apostles, they will make you wise through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So Lord, this is edifying, just a quick hit. Kwame Yasharala. Shalom.